Stress is bad. It causes you to do bad things, pick up coping mechanisms, become a downright lunatic sometimes, and in severe cases, it nukes your health with a fat -2 penalty, while also halving your fertility. Speaking of that, please don't use stress as a means of contraception, it's only 50% effective. In essence though, stress is something you want to avoid, and this can be done through, well, coping mechanisms ranging from positive things like journaling and regular exercise to becoming an irritable drunkard. But we are not here to cope with stress, no, we are here to defeat stress at the source. You don't need to get rid of stress if you just never gain stress in the first place. Indeed, what we're actually looking for is this beautiful uncapped modifier called stress gain. A modifier naturally left uncapped. I mean, who would try and stack it to -100%? Alright, hello, I do exist, and if you'd like my existence to continue, a like would be appreciated and a subscription would be amazing if you haven't already. Anyway, how do we say no to stress? Well, I actually achieved this accidentally. I'm currently in the middle of a chill island playthrough, you know, experiencing artifacts, burning up my land, and going around on pilgrimages, attending weddings and the usual things, just vibing around here on Ireland. I didn't actively research this, I actually accidentally stumbled onto this, but I'm here with a guide on how you can say no to stress at home. So let's pop into this island save. Here we are, here's my island, and the first thing we need to do as part of this build is go into the learning focus. Of course we do. Most of the overpowered stuff in the game lives in the learning focus. Now this character, I'm actually trying to get rid of the guy I want to play as his son, so I haven't taken anything too special when it comes on the learning focus, especially the stuff that gives you health buffs, because I want this guy to hurry up and move over to the next dimension. But what we're looking for within the learning tree itself are 2 perks. First of all, we want Carefree. This is just going to reduce your stress gain by 20%, giving us 20% of the 100% of the way that we need to get there. It also gives us access to the reject inheritance decision. This lets us, well, just opt out and say no to gaining new titles. If we do that, well, let's take a look at this guy's grandfather who lived to 96. And as part of his long life, he did also reject inheritance, meaning that he also gain 10% less stress. In essence, this carefree trait, if you just stop caring, reduces your stress gain by 30%. Well, why don't people try this at home? Just stop caring and you just become 33% less stressful. But it gets better, because at the end of this whole of body tree, we get the whole of body trait, which not only gives you a buff to fertility and a medium buff to health, it also again reduces your stress gain by a further 20%. You're now at -50% stress gain. But we can do better. Now, the CK3 Wikipedia is really not helpful for this. I was unable to find what exactly you need to trigger the Gardener event, but I normally found it that whenever I was traveling to England for a wedding or a pilgrimage or to go to Canterbury University or whatever I was doing, whenever I'd walk through this bit of land here, I'd normally get a chance on my characters to pick up the Gardening trait. Now, I've also gone for longer pilgrimages to Jerusalem and into Rome and those kind of places, and I believe I went here as well. And I've also got those traits while traveling through France, so I don't think it's anything too exclusive. I may have just fired it in this area due to pure chance. But in essence, while you're out and about wandering, you'll be able to sometimes pick up the Gardener trait, and you want this trait, because as you can see, being a gardener reduces your stress by -20%. You're now sitting at -70% stress. Now the next step is even more simple. You just need to become a king, and then we need to do some upgrades to our court. More specifically, inside your royal court, because I'm filthy rich and have plenty of money, I'm able to run the max court grandeur things. And what we need is just to give everyone really, really good lodgings, because for some reason, this gives you -20% stress gain. If you just have a nice house, you're just less stressful. This puts you at -90%. You're now just saying no to like most stress happening, which is beautiful. But of course, we're not done. We're here for the final nail in the coffin, and here's where the CK3 Wikipedia really let me down. We need to get some healing water. I could not find this artifact on the Wikipedia for CK3, and I got it in a really weird event chain. I was going on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, and as part of that I was walking through France, and in around this area, I believe right on the Burgundy border, I got an event where there was some knight looking for a fountain of youth, and I had an option to either help the guy find the fountain of youth and be delayed by 14 days, or I could not help the guy and just keep walking. And I decided that, you know what, this 96-year-old grandfather that I was playing, this guy, he's a nice person. He's going to help the guy get his fountain of water stuff. You know, it's just 14 days. I'm not in a rush to get to Jerusalem, right? It's like a 1,000-day journey over there. What's 14 more days? So I help the guy out, why not? And then I have an option where I could either backstab the guy and steal the holy water that he finds and get the holy water artifact, or I can help him and then let him have the artifact. But I was playing as a nice person, so I just, after all, I was compassionate and calm and temperate. I didn't want that artifact. I was just being a nice chap, so I just let the guy have it. And so he got the artifact and all was well. But on the guy's deathbed, which is why the original creator of the artifact is listed as... That's the lifestyle focus, not the artifacts. There we go, still learning the game a bit. It was originally created by the Simon chap. On his deathbed, as he was lying in firm, ill, and melancholic, he gifted the artifact to me. He just sent a gift saying, here you go, here's the healing water, which is really, really nice of him. Yeah, so I got it that way, which is quite poetic for the character in question to achieve it through a literal gift from Simon on his deathbed. So that was neat. Picked up the healing water that way. And yeah, the thing is, the effect of that artifact, which is just not on the wiki, is minus 10% stress gain. We've hit 100% stress gain. I actually didn't notice that I hit 100% stress gain until I had an event where I would have gained stress according to the game, and it was telling me how this action would be really stressful, because I think I was trying to teach my daughter something useful. And then I looked at it, and the effect was I would gain 0 stress. And indeed, for the rest of the time on that character, I could do whatever I wanted, just completely stress-free. You just do not gain stress when you're on a minus 100% stress gain. It's kind of poetic, really. You're absolutely zen. Any activity in the game that occurs, anything that happens to you, you do not gain stress. Like, you don't need therapy at this point. Therapy needs you. You are now immune to all effects of stress, for better or for worse. Now, what do I mean by for worse? Well, naturally, if you're attending a feast and one of your guests has been really annoying and obnoxious, everyone else either puts up with it with gritted teeth or they lash out, meaning they either gain stress or lose social standing. Not you, though. You're just chill. You continue to be chill as you discover your soulmate sister wife cheating on you with your younger brother. This event generates 0 stress for you. Another thing that generates 0 stress for you is you calmly and with absolutely no stress at all imprison both your sister wife as well as your brother and torture them for months, leaving them both disfigured and broken. Now, this event would be normally devastating for you. You are, after all, compassionate and forgiving. But yet, as you tend to your garden, to your workouts, you're chill, you are zen. You are unaffected completely when you fabricate evidence that your sister wife's soulmate is actually a witch and then burn her at the stake. And you remain unaffected when your brother, in revenge, goes ahead and suffocates your heir and only child in his sleep. You are fully calm and collected as your brother gets executed for his crimes, and you campaign through his holdings on land, burning cities and slaughtering all that even conceived of siding with your brother. You return to your garden after a hard day's work, enjoy a workout, and all is well. You gained no stress. All is good. Thank you very much for watching, with a special thank you to my channel members, especially Ark, Solar, Slemon, W Haste, Sebastian Haller, Chandog 2.0, Nick Huss, Dark Fortuna, Big Salad, Lap Joss, Gay Fug, Clockwork Nose, and Golden Arrows. Oh, by the way, just to clarify, the last thing there didn't happen. I would never devastate my land for absolutely no reason. It's much better to tax peasants than it is to kill them for no reason. Just making sure we're on the same page here, okay? Okay, just making sure.